Bills Mafia, what's going on? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and on today's video, we're going to be walking through the 2021 preseason. I'm going to give you all three games, tell you which game I think is the most interesting, and at the very end of the video, I'm going to give you four things that every Buffalo Bills fan needs to be watching for during the preseason. So let's first get into some of these games here. You got 8-13, so that's August 13th. That is going to end up being a Friday on the road up against Detroit. The Chicago Bears, that game's going to be on a Saturday on August 21st. And then you wrap it up against the Green Bay Packers, again, on a Saturday. So go down in the comment section right now and let me know. Will you watch the preseason? Type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. I've never been to Buffalo. I don't know what you guys do in the offseason besides break tables, but I'm hoping that every single person does end up watching the preseason. It's important to see. You want to see how some of these unproven players do, how the rookies, UDFAs, all these players fighting for a roster spot, and with that extra game realistically added in, there's going to be some injuries, and you need to know which players you can honestly rely on. So let's go to preseason week 1 at the Detroit Lions. I might actually be a little bit more interested to see what the Lions look like if they roll out a dude like Jared Goff trying to play, but I'll also be curious to see how Buffalo does in terms of their defensive front. This is one of the most complete teams in the league, and I am really, really curious to see how the offensive line continues to plunge. All right, let's go to preseason week 2 here on the road up against Chicago. This is going to be another game. I don't think it's going to be cold, obviously, with it being in August, but how does Buffalo's running game look? And this could also be the game where you see a lot more starters play. Usually, the third preseason game was the one that was the most important, but now with only 3 preseason games, minus the teams that play in the Hall of Fame game, I'm going to guess that the second preseason game is the one to end up watching. Preseason week 3 at home against the Green Bay Packers. I think everyone's going to be watching this one, probably, again, not from a Buffalo Bills standpoint, but if Aaron Rodgers is there, if Jordan Love's there, and if Jordan Love is there, how does the Bills defense really handle Jordan Love and his athletic ability? So out of those 3 preseason games, y'all, which one is the most intriguing to you? If you think it's the Detroit Lions in week 1, I want you to type L for Lions. Maybe it's the Chicago Bears, type B for the Bears. Maybe it's the Green Bay Packers. Go down in the comments section and type P for Packers. Usual game, or I guess it's a regular season game, it's the Packers. But in this case, if the second game is the game where you get the most coverage, then I'm going to go ahead and type my B for Bears. So what am I going to be looking for this preseason? The 4 biggest things that everyone needs to be looking out for. How does Gregory Rousseau look? I mean, if you take anybody in the first round, if one of your biggest weaknesses was being able to get pressure on a quarterback, you want to be able to address that. He's playing linebacker. He's playing stand-up. I mean, I'm excited to see how he gets incorporated in this defense. So I'm definitely going to be looking how he looks, especially since he didn't play this past season, decided to opt out due to COVID. Let's go to the next defensive end. How does Boogie Basham look? Carlos Boogie Basham, I love this kid when he was coming out of Wake Forest. He's got really good bend, good explosiveness, never really gives up. I don't want to say reminds me of Ed Oliver because Oliver's a much better athlete, but I am genuinely curious to see how Boogie ends up looking. Which running back's going to edge out and end up being the best? Could it be Zach Moss? Could it be Devin Singletary? Could it be the newly added Matt Breida? And at number 4, what's Mitch Trubisky doing? I know he's the backup, but this is probably the time of the year where you're going to see a lot more of the backups play. So how does Mitch look?